Welcome back to another episode of Fitness Sports, and I am super excited to be joined by a fantastic guest and client, Ryan Bannister. Now, Ryan has been a client of mine for comfortably over a year, closer to a year and a half, I think now, Ryan, would it be?
Yeah, but I think it's almost 2 years, but
Yeah, I mean, it's mad how fast it's gone.
yeah,
And we met it would have been 2019 when Flex opened in York, weren't it? Around that time.
yeah. And you were working there,
Yeah.
on the desk competing.
Yeah, and sort of got to know. So we've known each other for a little while now, and obviously you're good friends with Sophie as well. Knew Sophie before you knew myself, and you have recently just completed your first ever photo shoot, and we've gone through that photo shoot process, and the results, the photos are phenomenal, aren't they? They are absolutely incredible.
I must admit, the more I look at them, the more I think, oh wow, that is just. I still have to pinch myself and say, I can't believe I look like that.
I know they are. I mean, it's not a surprise to me from a coaching perspective because I see the amount of work that you put in every day, your mindset you've brought, not just to the last, the 12 weeks that we dieted for, but the whole 2 years we've been coaching together near enough. It is just on it every single week. And that's why I really wanted to do this episode, and why I'm really excited for it is because obviously usually I have another coach on, or a competitor, or an athlete or something, whereas for yourself, it's from a client's perspective. And whilst I have had a couple of my own clients on before, they have also been coaches themselves, and the conversation's very much been coaching focused. But I really am excited to jump in today to get your perspectives on your experience and your journey on your photo shoot, on just your general journey through fitness and how you found these experiences. So before we go any further, mate, first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for agreeing to do this.
Thank you for having me.
Second of all,
awesome.
Do you just want to introduce yourself a little bit, let everyone know a little bit about yourself?
Hi guys, my name's Ryan Bannister. As you can tell, I'm South African. Been here close to 23 years. I've been pretty much physically active all my life since being small. I've enjoyed the outdoor life. Like surfing is my number one love. We had it as a sport in high school. I've always tried to keep fit, did every sport going in high school. And when I came out, was gymming in South Africa, and always try to keep fit and healthy. I think because that's just a lifestyle I've kept, which then keeps you. I just kind of I feel younger inside. People are blown away when I'm saying I'm 47, and people are like, "What? No way." And sometimes I got to show my driver's license to prove it. But yeah, so I came. It's just been a real. I wouldn't say challenge, but I've always just, life's a challenge, and you've got to set yourself goals. And some people are quite happy to bum along and just do the day-to-day stuff, whereas I'm a thrill seeker and adventurer. I'm always looking for the new conquest. And when you said, Jake, to me, why don't we do this, I was a bit apprehensive, but I thought, oh well, what's the worst?
Definitely. It's funny you mention that, because you definitely obviously don't look your age. And we were having it over Christmas when I was round at my family's, and I was chatting with my younger brother Joe, who you've met. He was at the flat when we had the pleasure of watching the Rugby World Cup final together when South Africa beat us, which was the smug look on your face was fantastic. But when I was chatting to Joe then, he mentioned just off the cuff, he was like, "Oh, Ryan looks amazing. I've just seen his photo shoot pictures that you put up." And we mentioned, it was like, yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. And the fact he's 47. And Joe's reaction was genuinely, "You shitting me." He said, "I thought you guys were friends from uni." He didn't realize at all. He thought you were a uni mate that had come around to watch the game.
It's mad. So many people say that, and they're like, "I can't believe you've been working with Jake for that period, and you look like that." It's like, I thought you guys were friends for your ages, and I'm like, no, we met at gym and just bounced off each other, and one thing led to another, and people are like, "Bloody hell, that's actually good going." And I'm quite funny because it's weird when people give me a compliment, I sometimes shy away. Yeah, I feel a bit embarrassed. I'm always giving them out to others because it's easy, but I always have found it difficult accepting it myself. But I think as time has gone on since the photo shoot, I've kind of turned a new leaf and gone, do you know what? Yeah, people need to be a bit more. When you've achieved a goal or something, then you need to praise yourself on the back and just say, yeah,
100%.
Well done, man. As you know, the journey's been difficult. There's been challenges for me all through that personally. and I feel kind of just to get on with it and do what we've done. I'm over the moon now. I really am. I'm really pleased. And I still have people saying to me now in the gym this week saying, oh, you're looking still lean and you're looking really good. And it's like weird how people have seen it on Instagram and then or see me in the gym. And it's like, wow, bloody hell. And, you know, like yesterday I was doing rows and the bloke said, that's 100 kilos in. I went, yeah, you know, easy. It's, you know, but it's just, you know, people taking notice, and I thrive off that. And I want to try and say to people, no matter what your age or your physique, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Don't let anyone ever tell you you cannot do something, because that is just FUBAR.
Yeah, and I love that you've mentioned that so early on when you just said that after doing this, you know, you've always been someone that shied away from compliments and sort of, you know, not really taken them. Yeah. And having done this process now, you're actually in a position of, do you know what? I'm actually pretty fucking good. I've actually done pretty well and I'm looking pretty class. And developing that, just that self-recognition and allowing yourself to give yourself that praise, I think it's one of the best things about doing the process. It's unbelievable.
I call them white beta vests, you know, the old, but I have been so self-conscious wearing those. The only time I've ever worn one is when I've been on holiday somewhere beachy, where I know there's no one around who knows me, and it's the norm to wear them. But I've started to wear them every now and again in gym. Yeah. And originally I felt a bit like, oh, I'm not really sure. But now I don't give a monkeys. It's like, yeah, I look good. And if you look good, flaunt it. Why not? 100%. You know, I'm not big-headed about it. I haven't got an attitude with it. It's just to show people, look, I've worked bloody hard for this and look at it.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about.
Someone's taking the piss at me. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's about that journey, working with someone like yourself, getting you to that journey, and then going, do you know, I've got the confidence now to wear it. Someone took the piss out of me at gym this week saying, was it buy one, get one free on the vests? I got a camo one and a black one last week. But yeah, but it's just like little things like that. I just take away and go, yeah, wow, really, gym is my solace, as you know, and so is surfing for when time has been hard and I've struggled with stress, and it's just my way of venting at gym and surfing. I just feel at ease, even more when I'm surfing, because it's just, I feel at ease with the water. I've always been surfing since I was like 6 years old, so it's the norm for me. And I just find I can switch off from the world and just deload and de-stress and not think about anything. And I think that's where you've helped me, and that's why we've developed, I think, as a coach, but more as a friend, really, because it's just
definitely.
I know I've been sometimes a monologue and people say I'm a whinge bag, but that's the way I can get things off my chest that have been struggling for me or niggling at me. And I think sometimes we're all too consumed in our own lives and just don't, and people always say, oh, blokes can't talk about issues. It's like, no, you know, and Adam's also been a good support as well at gym for me, the manager at Ultraflex. I've spoken to him, you know, on some of this, because some of his journey has been almost like mine. So it's good to talk to others who have had similar experiences and journeys, or just have someone like yourself to listen to. I know it takes you, sometimes I think, oh my Lord, I've texted you about 3 or 4 times this week. It's like enough now, but it helps.
There's never too much. It's never too many. There's never too many.
Yeah, so I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and like I've said to you, but long may it live. And I am thoroughly looking for the next phase of our development and progression. Yeah,
me too, man. Me too. So I wanted to just sort of take it back a bit and talk about where this journey started for you. So can you remember your first day in the gym? Can you remember your first day?
It was weird because I was training at Pure Gym, doing the routine. You wake up, go to gym, come home and go, geez, you know, you see guys in there looking, bloody hell, how can he look like that? What's he doing? Or and I think people automatically think because you're in great shape, you're on something or you're taking something, and you think, you know, it's not always the case. There are those that are completely natural. And I used to go with a friend of mine who's a good friend of mine still today, is Tom Pembleton. And we, as you know him as well. And Normanton was the first one that was the first Ultraflex. And we used to go every now and again. And the first time I walked in there, I thought, wow, this is a gym. You know, you always see it on Instagram, I saw it on YouTube, and it's like a gym that you would find in the US, where you just think, I can't believe we've got one now in the UK and also here in Yorkshire on our doorstep. It was just, it blew me, the equipment, the vibe, the music, and there was no airs and graces about anyone in there. Everyone was just doing their stuff, but you've got the equipment to do it. And then when I kept badging the guys from Ultraflex in Normanton saying, when are you going to open one in York? You know, come on, man. There's enough following, and I'm sure you'll make a killing of it. And that's when they opened it up. And I walked in there and went, yeah, this is it, man. I've got to ditch pure. I know it's a bit later and just work around it with work, but it was just, I walk into pure going, oh, boring. You know, there's nothing that gets me up, wants me to go there. Whereas Ultraflex, I feel bad if I've missed a day, because it just gives me that I want to get into that gym. There's so much equipment, so much. It's another level of equipment and training in there. And the people that I find that go there are really good in terms of their attitude and help you out when you're struggling, trying to lift stuff. You know, there's always help and a support. And I just walked in there and go, yeah, this is the gym I want to be at and always want to be at. And then I'd seen you at gym, and I just wanted to get in better shape. I wasn't in bad shape, but I could have been better. And I just like, where do you turn to? There's so much out there, and everyone claims they're a bloody expert and pay money for this exercise, for this program, and do this and do that. And I think there's a lad called Callum something. He's on Instagram and YouTube. I paid for one of his things. And after the 12 weeks, I looked at myself and went, I don't look anything like he does. You know? And I thought, I've just spent like 80 quid. Why? And then I started to question myself. And I think that was a frustration. And I just got to a point at the crossroads, and I just thought, well, you just bum along doing what you're doing, or you're going to have to bite the bullet and find someone that's going to help you, because the rubbish that's out there on YouTube and Instagram is just unreal. And as we've said before, people get disillusioned. And I think that's the whole problem now with January. I get it that people want to start a new chapter in their life, but the new chapter of that life gets disillusioned when people are saying you can get abs in 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Let me tell you what, there's no chance. And you know that. The physique that I got into to do our photo shoot is a long process. It's a long game. And I think that's why people get by February and March are bored with it. I'm bored of this.
Yeah, because they're not getting the results that they're told or they're shown, however falsely on social media and if anything, that they will. Yeah. It just doesn't happen like that. Like you got into incredible shape for that photo shoot, and we dieted for 12 weeks for that shoot. But there was, a year and a half of work before that 12 weeks.
Yeah.
You put in building muscle, being consistent, mini diets, mini cuts here and there, that got you to the point where it was like, yeah, if we diet now, you're going to look amazing. And you did.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. It's because, he said or she said on YouTube or Instagram. But yeah, you can pick up a training program on there. That's great to give you some guidance. But then what's your nutrition doing? That's the biggest part as well.
Yeah.
And I found there was so much out there. What worked for him or what worked for her didn't necessarily work for me.
Yeah.
And that's where I got so frustrated that everyone becomes an expert. And you think, well, no, I used to follow Mike Diamonds because being an ex-SAF, or he is, and I think he's South African or Namibian, but I followed some of his stuff, and I used to think, if I eat like him, I'll look like him. But I thought, hang on, he's on a different route, different journey to me. What works for him is not necessarily going to work for me. But and I get it that it's a mass appeal. And and it's the more people he gets, the more followers. It's like with anything, more followers you get, the more you get backing from your sponsors and that. But it's like, you need to be honest with people and say, look, this might work for me, this might not work for you. You've just got to put it out there, and just don't expect changes within a really quick period. Like it abs in 6 weeks or 8 weeks. That's absolutely rubbish. And I will stand on my soapbox and shout that out to anyone. It doesn't work. It's not that. There's the elements of the physical training. The training side for me has always been easy, but then it's the eating prep side where sometimes I don't struggle because I'm very regimented. I like being told what to do, when to do, and how to do it. That's why with our meal plans, I've always said to you, no, I will stick to that like religion, because I know it works and it does. And every now and again, and I think that's what I quite like about our relationship in terms of a coach and a friend level. It's like, yeah, okay, cool, but what could I have that this week as possibly as a little change up, or would that work, or would that? And I think that's what I quite like the fact about our relationship and our training as a coach and friend is that it's not black and white. It's not just that on the sheets that you give me. That's a guidance, use it. But if you want something else, have a word and let's see where we can work it in.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
1 week in, and then. So that's why I quite like the whole fact. And I think I'd seen you at gym training people. I'd seen your cards on the tables and some of the stuff that you had posted up on your flyers. And then I had a look on Instagram as well, and I'd seen some of the testimonials. And I thought, you know what? Let's give it a go. You're obviously clearly doing something good because you had a good following and you had a lot of people queuing to get to see you. And I thought, well, you know, what's the worst? It works, it does, it doesn't, if it doesn't. So, and I think that was really good that we connected straight away. And I thought, yeah, this is someone I can work with, and that's not going to keep shouting at me or just say, yeah, just get on and do it and leave it and then come back to me in a week's time.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, I mean, and at times it's even been a case of me trying to get you to go and have an off-plan meal and trying to convince you that it's fine and just enjoy yourself.
It's always been difficult. Like when we started the process, I tell people my last cheat meal was in July, and then I had a pizza on the 12th of December. Yeah. People are like, no ways. I'm like, what? What do you mean no ways? If you put your mind to something and you want to stick to it, you can do it. I think that it's just mind over matter. You've got to want to do it, and you've got to want to make those changes yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to eat rubbish day in, day out, then you've got to expect you're not going to look healthy. But I explained it to someone like at gym today. It's like the carrot and the donkey. You've got to have that little carrot in front of you to keep you motivated and keep you going. Like yesterday, I came home and I thought, I had a couple of squares of dark chocolate. Wow, okay, spare it. But automatically, I was thinking, I shouldn't be eating this. It's not in the thing. But I still get like that. But I've still got to say to myself, no, it's okay. You can have that.
Exactly.
And don't feel guilty because you are at gym again tomorrow, or you are doing this, or you're going to be doing that.
And so that's the thing, because a lot of it is, it takes time, but it's unlearning behaviors that you've spent your life living by, with a behavior like that of having some extra dark chocolate that wasn't necessarily scheduled in or on plan. And being okay with doing that and being okay with actually this, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference because A, I'm still super lean. B, 2 squares of dark chocolate, it's not going to do anything. And C, I enjoy it. So why not have things you enjoy? Why not work things in that you enjoy? Otherwise, what's the point? What's the fun in it?
Exactly. You put all that hard work in, you've got to turn around and pat yourself on the back and say, do you know what? Have a chocolate, have an ice cream. Have a bag of crisps or something, just something to say, this is normal. And I think that's also the biggest thing is like, you hear it so much that all these stuff is, that's not good for you. You shouldn't be having this. That's wrong. That's out. You need to cut that out. In moderation, if you are eating that rubbish every day, day in and day out, then you've got to pay the consequences. But if you're having it little and often, then it just keeps you going and keeps you sane. And I think that's what I've quite liked about our journey, and that's why I'm still liking about our journey, that there's like yesterday I looked at my meal plan. I'll have that as meal option 2 for a change. Just change it up a bit. So I like the option. Like tonight I was thinking, it's a pork chop or salmon. I think I'll have salmon for a change. I love my pork chops at the moment because I've not had them for such a long time. But it's like, I haven't had salmon for a while now. But it's, you've got to make it interesting. And it's, people laugh at my little tubs I bring to work or when I go out. But for me, it's structure, right? I'm eating at that time. I eat at that time. But sometimes work dictates that I can't, but then you just fit it in later. So,
You not find as well, though, that those people that sort of laugh at when they see your tubs or, your meal preps that you take to work, and then they see the photos from what you've recently done. And then the first question they ask is, how have you done that? How did you achieve that? How, how could I do that? And it's like, well, you see me do it every day, but you just you don't take it seriously. You think it's weird until you see what it results in. And yes, you don't have to meal prep. For you, it works well. You like that routine, so that's what we run with. But I think a lot of people are quick to sort of judge it, and then when they see the results of it, they're like, "Oh, how can I do that?" And it's like, well, you know how to do that. You've seen me do that.
It's easy. Just, put your head to it, do what works, get someone, or speak to yourself. I'm always encouraging people, if you want results, come and go speak to you. Go see the testimonials from me and your other clients that you've had. They speak volumes. It's tried and tested programs and eating regimes that everyone else that you work with works for them. And I think that's what I love about it. And it's, it's a variation that things can change, and it's like, oh, I look forward to that. Or like tomorrow with the week I've had a week from hell, so tomorrow we're going to go out for lunch. I've just said, yep, just switch off. I know you don't normally do it on a Saturday, but I'm just going to have what I want tomorrow afternoon for my lunch. I'll still have my normal breakfast, follow the regime for breakfast. But then I'm almost like consolidating, right? I'm not going to have my mid-afternoon one because I'm training legs tomorrow. So I'll have that. I'll have a burger and chips if I want. Wow. Okay. Spare it. But then I'm surfing on Sunday. So I kind of think there's the offset against each other. I'll walk into town tomorrow, 40 minutes in, 45 minutes. So a bit more extra cardio. I think it's just working smart and going, do you know, you can have that, but just add a little bits in to try and curb it, to work it off.
Yeah.
But because even after our photo shoot, I still struggled to eat.
I know you did.
A blowout after Christmas. I was just like, are you serious? I'm just like all the stuff in our snack cupboard. I was just like, I can't eat it. I don't want to. And then it's like, no, eat it. And then I'd eat it and then go, oh, I feel bad. Why? Just eat it.
I must have sent you 3, 4, 5 messages being like, do not feel bad, relax, enjoy yourself. You've worked for this. Just chill out. Have whatever you want. It's a few days. It's not going to make any difference.
No, but I think because it's
ingrained in there. It's learned behavior, and it just takes time to unlearn it, and it just takes time and patience.
Dude, you just have to look at a man's health and you think, wow, how does he look like that? Or you see movie and you think, how did he get to so ripped? What's he done? But a lot of it is a crash, quick fix, but then you see them afterwards again. Like movie stars when they get into shape, literally you think, bloody hell. But then you'll see a photo post the movie and you think, good Lord, looks like someone stuck a bicycle pump in him and pumped him up. He's like enormous. Because it's a crash diet where they don't work. And I think that's the biggest problem. All these experts out there just brainwashing us. You just need to take a step back and go, get in with a good coach, or these people like yourselves, guys and girls, who do this day in, day out, it's your livelihood. You know what you're talking about. It's tried and it's tested. And I think that's what people need to realize and get their head around, that get away from the social medias, get away from that, this is bad, that's bad for you kind of vibe. Yes, anything's bad if you overindulge, but in moderation, it's not.
Yeah. So I wanted to move the conversation forward towards the photo shoot now and have a little bit of a talk around that. And I wanted to start with that sort of moment when I made the suggestion to you that it could be a nice goal for us to do, a good challenge for us to do. What were the thoughts going around your head? Did you feel like you were physically ready to do and like you had the physique to do a photo shoot?
First thing that came into my mind was like, are you joking? I was like, have you hit your head this morning, Jake? It's like, no way. I'd seen you do it and I thought, well, that's typical, because as a coach, you've got to inspire your troops to get motivated. You lead by example. I see PTs sometimes they come into our gym that I've not seen before, and you think, do you look like, are you a PT? And I thought, if that was me as the client, I don't expect you to be uber ripped, but I'd like you to see them in a bit more shape, because I think, well, you're training me to get into shape. Yeah, you don't look in that much good shape yourself. So when you mentioned it, I thought, oh my God, I don't know, difficult. I thought, nah, I can't do that. I can't get my body to look like that at this age. People say, oh, you're 45 things start to go south, and it is, I must admit, it is a struggle to try and get toned up. And I thought, there's no ways. No. My initial reaction was like, no, not a chance in hell. I'm not strutting around with no top on in the gym. I see it often enough and go, check this Gimbo. What's he doing with no top on? Come on, son. You don't need to shit. So I was just like, but then I kind of, I don't know, something just clicked and thought, what the hell? What's the worst? Get on the day, and it's like, yeah, okay. And at the time, I think it was just near enough. What was it, June? It was about July time. And I thought, yeah, okay, cool. Not a problem. It should be all good. I don't mind. Yeah, let's go for it. So I just thought, what's the worst? Life's too short. I don't want to turn around one day and go, do you know what? I should have taken Jacob on his offer. You get one shot at this life, and you've got to make the most of it. And I've now been there. I go, oh, yeah, it was cool. And but I was really nervous. So I just thought, no. But I look on it back now, and I thought, you know what? It's made me a better person. It's made me stronger. It made me a lot more. I wasn't as, and I know you've said it many a time, I don't think I was as confident back then as I am now. And it's not confidence, not in a big way, a big-headed way. Sorry. Like I see that gym, you go, geez, what plan are you on, dude? You need to come down to earth and with the rest of us and smell the coffee, because it's just not that. I just kind of didn't want that attitude and that mindset. But yeah, I was just, I don't know, you know what it's like. You see in men's health magazines and on the Instagram, I feel like, and with guys and girls and women, you think, good Lord, they're strutting around the gym with no top. But yeah, if I look like that, I would as well. There's no chance I'd do that now, because at that time, as you saw, I was in okay shape, but no, but I thought, nah, you're joking, dude, no chance. But then I think when I spoke to Jane, my wife, she said, well, what's the worst? I was like, yeah, okay. I think the more I spoke to people and said, well, do it. What's the worst? What's the worst can happen?
Yeah, exactly. And that's great, because I wanted to make that point is, no one ever really feels, when it's your first one, you're never going to feel like you're ready to do it, like you're in good enough shape to do it. But yet we've got someone like yourself who, in all fairness, people are going to look at the photos of what you achieved, and they're going to, you've got a physique that people would die for. You've got a physique that people wish that a lot of people would probably wish that they have. Yet you still felt before that process that you weren't ready for it, that you couldn't, that it wasn't something that you were confident enough to do. And I try to get that message across to people that it isn't something that you do because you've got the confidence to do it. It's something that you do because it gives you the confidence. Like you get from that process. And we saw that with you, like on the day when you saw those first few pictures that the photographer had taken, that Mo had taken, and you see yourself and you see what you look like straight away, you could see in you that change of, you stood a little bit taller, your shoulders opened up, you settled into the shoot a bit more, you were more relaxed, you were more confident. You just seemed to sort of enjoy that whole process so much more. Now, you look like you were enjoying it when we started anyway, but when you saw those photos, you saw what everyone else saw, and you were like, actually, I'm ready for this. I look good. I can do this, which was amazing.
It was weird, because I was like, I texted you on the morning saying, geez, like, I'm breaking it. I'm so nervous. But then I get a wave of like, can't wait to get in there and do my stuff and show people. And I think the stress for me was being in the gym, it being on a Sunday, and Sundays can be really, I go early morning because I try and avoid the crowds and try and avoid, not that I'm showing off in gym. I never show off in gym, but I didn't want people to go, what's he doing? Strutting around there. And I wanted to avoid that. And when Mo said, oh, this is the only time, I was like, oh my Lord, why? You couldn't have picked a worse time. But in the end, it turned out to be grand. And I think when we started, I was like really apprehensive and really still quite scared and nervous. And when there's a photo that you've taken, or you or Soph took, and I saw that photo of me looking sideways and going, what? And as you know, I was like, fucking hell, do I look like that? It's like I had to pinch myself and go, I can't believe I look like that. Like, really? That's what others are seeing. I think because you're so soft. Again, this is some you're programmed to be so self-critical of ourselves
Mm.
because there's so much hype on media out there and everything that body beautiful is everything and ripped and being shredded and as big as you can and as whatever that is the norm, but it's not.
No,
That is not normal.
it's
You
not.
know, people having normal bodies is what I started with. That's normal. And people need to embrace that a bit more, I think.
100%.
And when I'd seen that, I thought,
carry on, mate, carry on.
no, sorry, I was just going to say, and I think when I'd seen those photos, that something inside me just flicked. It was like flicking a switch. That, wow, bloody hell, dude. And that's when I got into my element with it, because I kind of felt like I came out and went, yeah, I'm going to smash the crap out of it. I'm going to show everyone in Ultraflex today, look at this. This is me and my coach and my friend here. This is our doing. This is what I've done over the 6 months or 12 weeks to get like this. You know, I was like super amped and proud of it when it was finished. I went, wow, I couldn't wait when he said, oh, and he sent those 2 sneaky ones. I was like, holy shit. I just, it's like, no way. Then when I put them on Instagram, I'm like, oh, here we go. Let's wait for the bad publicity and comments and like, oh, you clown, what are you doing? But everyone just said wow. And I think one stood out for me was my niece in Namibia, where she messaged and said, hey guys, that's my uncle, look at what good shape he's in. I was like, oh my lord. That's, you know, the comments I got from everyone and people I have not met or seen, and just like little comments on Insta just saying like, well done, congratulations, you look ace. And I think that's now sparked me in my confidence, and I feel absolutely humbled by everyone's comments on Instagram and I get at the moment. And it was, yeah, it's just like, wow, accept it, take the compliments in rather than try and shy away from it. So yeah, it was amazing. I still look at them now today, and people in the office on Tuesday said to me, oh, how did it go? And I showed some of them and I'm like, bloody hell, I can't believe that you look like that. That's like true dedication. Well done. And it's just like, yeah, so you'll laugh at me and my meal tubs and my eating habits, but that's what you get when you want to do something.
Yeah. And I think that's the point, because something that comes up a lot when I talk to people about doing this is that they make a comment that, you know, I could never get that lean. I don't look like a cover model. And I try to put it across to them that, you know, it isn't about that. You're not doing that you're not doing this challenge. You're not doing a photo shoot to get absolutely shredded. You obviously want to get as lean as you can. You want to bring the best physique that you've ever had, but it doesn't really matter how lean you are. It's compared to where you were when you started, and it's compared to how you felt when you started. And on the day itself, it isn't about showing up and sort of lauding about, showing off what you've got, being arrogant or anything. It's just about celebrating all the work that you've put in and having fun with it. And I think that's certainly what came across on the day, was that you just enjoyed it more than anything else. You just seemed to really, really enjoy the whole photo shoot itself, which is amazing, because it was something that, like you said, you were so nervous about leading up to.
Yeah, and I think as we got into it more some of the bits, and you know, when we're doing some of the poses, it kind of just, like I said to you, something inside me just flicked and went, wow, I don't care what anyone thinks in this gym. You come and tell me in my face that you look more ripped than me. I don't, yeah, happy, good for you, mate. I'll shake your hand. You do look more ripped than me. But for me to turn around and say, this is my journey, and I want to tell everyone about it and say to people, again, nothing's impossible. Put your mind to it and you can do it. And I fell in my element. It was just absolutely great. And I still feel in my element now. You know, I look at myself in the mirror in the morning, I do the weigh-ins and check in, and like, oh, I've put on a bit this week. I know work's been awful. I've dropped quite a bit, and I'm conscious of that. But I think, yeah, hopefully next week things will look up again. So, you know, you've got to take the good with the bad. I think the whole journey, the training side for me on this journey has always been the easiest, because I love training. I love training hard. I love, as you know, I'm constantly telling you, oh, new PBs, because that's
pretty much every other day.
Because you've got to set yourself those. There's no point saying doing 8 to 10, 12, and then the 12 to 15 rep. and just going, oh, I'm going to do a 30 kilo week in, week out, and then go, why am I not working? Why am I not getting in shape? You've got to. And I think that's why with our new phase of development, it's like, right, that plan, it's like, right, I did 30 last week, do 35 this week. It's small wins, but it's new until the point, even if I did 120 or 5 plates aside on the hack squat and did one good rep, I can turn around and say, I've done 5 plates aside, one good rep, as opposed to you doing 5 plates and a crappy or 4 crappy reps, half reps. So that doesn't work. So and that's what I love, is just going back in each week and saying, right, okay, let's smash it. What can I do this week? But I'm extremely conscious. It's always about the form. You can throw whatever weight you want around in the gym, and I'm really conscious. And I think that's why on the day of the shoot, my physique looked so on point, was because I was always mindful that when doing the exercises, the reps, just make sure they are clean, consistent, rather than doing a crappy rep or half a rep or whatever. You get to that point, you fail, then stop. You've try and do another one if you can. If not, happy days. But rather do a good clean rep as opposed to a rep that I think, what was that all about? You're not going to grow looking like that. So I think the other bit I wanted to mention is during the period of me getting into the shape, my mum was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It was too late to do anything come July. So I had that added strain of trying to do the meal preps, the training, because I was having to run around, go to work, then go to her flat after work to see her, get stuff done for her, speak to nurses, speak to doctors. All the while, my brother was in Jordan on holiday, oblivious to what was happening. My sister was living in South Africa, and so was my niece. So I was practically man alone here, man in the fort, trying to do everything for my mother, trying to do work, still trying to train, still trying to eat. That put a massive strain on me, I think. And there was times I just thought, just enough. I've had enough of this. But then I thought, well, no, I've got to keep going. It keeps me active. And then when my mum passed away on the 13th of August, I just thought, that's it. What now? Do we just call it quits and start again later next year, or what? But I thought, no, I've got to finish this. I've got to show myself and her what I've achieved. And I think she'll be proud. I know she would. Well, she said she was.
I know
she never told me that.
She
never told me she was ever proud of me in all my 47 years until the day she was passing, which really tore me. And and I think that's what people need to take out of it, is that pride that you've done something. And I think that for me at that period in my life was like, I've just got to keep going at this. I can't just quit because of it. Just need to show everyone in her what you're capable, I can do. And I think the 2 weeks before the photo shoot, that's when I really struggled in terms of mentality. You're getting up, you're tired, it's dark, you're running on nothing, there's no energy in you, you're not eating enough. And I think there was times, and I think I told you, I'm really struggling today, Jake. It's like if someone said to me, go back to your cave and close the door, happy days, I would. I sleep for another week or two.
And we had those moments. We did for those sort of 2 weeks. It was a case of, you were saying, I'm enjoying the process, but I'm ready for it to be finished now. And that is the reality of doing a challenge like this. And it is the reality of that it's not sustainable. It isn't, we didn't do this challenge for your health, because it isn't healthy to get in that sort of shape and try and maintain it. For 90% of what we did leading up to that photo shoot, you felt great, you had energy, you were enjoying it, you were looking leaner. But that last 10%, that makes a huge difference. That's the bit that we don't want to sustain. And that's the bit where it gets difficult. But you kept pushing on and you kept going for those few weeks, and it paid off.
Yeah, I did. And I think that's where people need to just stop, dig deep, keep chatting to you, keep talking to yourself, keep going. It's just, and like you say, it's not sustainable. And I think that goes back to what we've seen, It's not, when you see the Hall of I love that Wall of Fame at Ultraflex where you see all the people that've competed, and it's difficult. It's hard work. It's not easy to get like that, and to how I've achieved. But long term, it's not sustainable. You look at those people now; they don't look like that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best bit about it. It was like once I got over that period, and it was the week up to the shoot where things started to happen. It's like when you said, "Oh, when I asked you about shaving, it was like, what? You want me to shave my legs and my arms and chest? Chest is easy enough, but my arms and legs." Say what? Take a bath. I thought, dude, I haven't had a bath for about 20 years. Okay. And then he said, "Yeah, spray tan." I'm like, wow, okay. Now you're pushing the boat out, my friend.
Yeah, it's different, but I
enjoyed it. It was so cool. And I'm like, now even my arm hairs and leg hairs are still taking their time to grow back. But yeah, it's all part of the process. It's all part of the thing. And it was so cool. And that last week just literally flew. And before you knew it, I thought, hey, it's Friday night. Tomorrow, I'm getting my son spray tan. Tomorrow, it's Saturday. I'm going to do this, just going to chill out. And then next month, it's Sunday morning. Like, woohoo, I'm having a meal. Wow. And then it's just, I cannot recommend it enough to anyone. It's the best experience ever. It will build such confidence as you, and as you know, I'm pretty outgoing. I can talk to anyone, and I don't struggle. I get sometimes called a gym hall because I talk so much, and to every man and his dog, and it's like, yeah, but it's I enjoy it, and it's that whole process just cemented that, and just I think has made me stronger and a better person mentally and physically inside.
Love it.
And like I say, I'm always fighting on how good it is and team grasp, and it is. And I see all the photos that you post from your other clients. I think, well done, dudes. Keep going, and all the girls on there and the ladies on there, keep going. You will get there. You just got to keep going. And I think that's the biggest thing to everyone out there. Just get with someone, get like yourself, and just get involved, and just put your mind to it, and just don't give up as easy, like you say. But that was awesome, dude. I loved it. If you said to me, do it again, I'm like, go on then. But and when you said go have asparagus, because I hate asparagus.
Well, you never mentioned that. You should have said you don't like it.
No, I thought, no, dude, there's not many stuff I hate. Peas and asparagus I hate, but I thought, good God, you couldn't give me more asparagus. I was just like, God, my wee stinks. It would be like, what? But you know what? you bite the bullet and just get on with it. It's just like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
So we had a couple of questions that I just wanted to put to you before we finish as well, because we put a little question sticker onto my Instagram stories yesterday. The first one was, how did you know what to do in front of the camera on the day of the shoot itself? Was this something that you felt comfortable with before that day, or was it, was it something you picked up on the day?
I think, well, you'd given me those couple of YouTube videos. When I first started those, I felt so self-conscious. Even at home, I was like, what am I doing? Just trying to get the posing. And I think that was a good foundation. Those little clips you gave me, they were awesome, because I would look at those at least a couple of times a day. Even when I had 5 minutes at work, I'd get them up and just have a look and just go, right, okay. And just play that video over and over again in my mind when I got home in front of the mirror. So on the day, and I think the photographer has a big deal to do with it. And I think having you there in social ground, because as you met, Mo, he's such a down-to-earth character. He's such a good bloke. And again, I just felt like the three of us just connected with him and clicked. And whatever he said, it just came naturally. I think because you've practiced that a bit, but because you and I have such a good working relationship, and you were saying, right, okay, just do this and that. Yeah, perfect. And then he'd say, okay, just tweak it. Because you've got the confidence in those behind you, behind the scenes there, that I felt confident, and some of it just came naturally. Like, that pull down photo that I've got where I was doing that, I look at that and everyone says that's the best photo out of them all. Just that look. And that was early on in the shoot.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones we did.
I think because something inside me just clicked. it might be different for others, but that, to answer that question, I just clicked, and it just looked, everything, I just blurred everything else out, everyone else out about me, and it was just about you, me, and Mo doing our thing and just listening to you guys and just going, right, okay. And I think that's a grand thing about it. It's just having yourself and the photographer there just to make you feel at ease.
Yeah, and I think that's the point, in it. You don't need to know what to do before you get there on the day, because you'll have myself, because you've got the photographer, you've got people there that are going to walk you through it and show you what you need to do. You don't need to go into this process being like, I know exactly what to do in front of a camera, I'm confident in front of a camera. 99% of the time, when I've done my own shoots in the past, I turn up on the day being like, I have no idea what I'm going to do in front of the camera, but the photographer's there.
Yeah, that was exactly like me. And I thought, well, what's the worst? You've been there, you've done it, you've got the t-shirt. He does this for a day, for his living, and he's not going to be an arse about it. He's going to want to help you to get the best out of you. And I think that was so cool about it. Like I've said to you before, I'm no Calvin Klein model. I've not started down any catwalk.
We'll put an application in.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that. But yeah, I think, like you say, you were there, you've been there. So the tips that I got from you and the videos helped me out massive. And then you just got to practice it.
Amazing. And the only other question that we had, or the other main one that hasn't, there was quite a few, but you've literally answered most of them just by going through the conversation anyway. So the only one was, would you recommend it to someone? Would you do it again?
Most definitely. If you had someone who said, I'm thinking of doing this, dude, sign me up. I will speak to them face to face on a video, text, or message. It is brilliant. It's done me a world of good. I can't recommend it for your own, for me personally, but as and also from a confidence point of view, it's just brilliant. Would I do it again? Yeah, I think I would. Someone even said to me shortly after our shoot, were we going to look to compete? And I went, do you know what? If you turned around and said to me, we've done the shoot and in 2 weeks' time we've got a comp, I would have gone, fuck it, go on then, let's get a comp in. Because I felt that confidence from it. It just put me on another level. Yeah, I'll get up on the stage in a pair of boardies, stand up again, because I felt confident enough to do it.
And that's amazing. That's going from a place of not feeling confident enough to even consider doing the shoot to now being like, yeah, fuck it, let's get on stage. I'll get on stage in a pair of shorts. Who cares?
Yeah. Dude, even if fucking wearing as I call it, my wife beater vest at gym, I have never worn those ever in my life at gym. I've worn them when we've gone away, but I would never have dreamt of doing that at gym. Never, because I just thought, I don't look as good as everyone else in here. I'm just skinny, I'm scrawny, I'm not built enough. But now I think, do you know what? Hell yes, I don't flaunt it when I've got them on. I wear them because I feel good. I feel good about myself. I feel, for once, I accept my body and I enjoy it. I've pushed it further than some folk will ever push. And if you're looking for a challenge, then do it. You know, I would definitely do it again, most definitely, with the view of looking possibly to a comp. I say it now, but I think a bit of thought, yeah, I would. I think because we've done it, dude. I know we've worked, it's tried and it's tested. It's like, yeah, cool. The one thing I would say, I wouldn't do it so close to Christmas.
No.
And in winter, because it's like, holy shit, trying to have a staff Christmas party at work and everyone's getting absolutely mullered, and I'm drinking bloody tonic water or water. I can't have that. I can't eat this. Can't do that.
Yeah, it's always a very difficult time of year to do it. It just has it landed. It landed as that way, didn't it? A difficult time to do it.
And I think if we did it again, I think that's work towards the summer, because then at least you wake up in the mornings, you've got warmer days, it's sunnier, you feel a bit more upbeat. I think, you know what it's like, you wake up in the morning now, you feel like a mole because it's dark. So it's dark when you wake up, you come home from work and it's dark. It's just constant, and it's just, I think, if anything, but if you want an extra challenge, sod it. Just fucking say, yeah, let's do it. Do it whenever. Just, for me, I would just do again another one, possibly in the summertime, because it's just, But each to their own. Each person's different. I'm only speaking from personal experience. Someone might say, "Well, I want to do it in the winter as well." Dude, go for it. Happy days, fully boots. You'll make just put your mind to it and get on with it. And I'm pretty sure anyone you've got that wants to do it can and will do it.
100%, yeah.
As I said to you, my man, I salute you and hats off and a big hug to you. But for all your help and support throughout that whole process, which we continue to do day in and day out.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best bet. If you've got a coach like you click off, you can do anything. You can. 100%. You really can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, mate, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It was down to your work, to the hard work that you put in, the consistency you put in. We know it wasn't an easy road. There was a hell of a lot that happened during it and you kept on with it. And the results speak for themselves with that, dude. The confidence that you gain from it, it's all well deserved, and it should be there because you worked your ass off for it and you earned it. Not just over the 12 weeks, but over the last 2 years, dude. From my perspective, it is a coaching dream. It is a coach's dream to have a client like yourself, dude. So,
well, it's a dream to have a
from my end.
No, a massive thing. I always say to you, dude, massive thank you to have a coach like you, because I don't think I could have achieved this goal without your help and support. And like I've said, there are a lot of coaches out there, but it's finding the right one that you gel with and you've got that click. And I think that's what makes you and your client base so good, because you've got that knack, that click with everyone. So awesome. As I've always said, I can't thank you enough, but
awesome, man. Well, I think that's a great spot to leave it, dude. Ryan, thank you so much again, mate, for coming on and giving us some of your time and chatting about your experience, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. And as I said to you, I couldn't wait, dude. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So all the best, my man. Take care and keep well.
You too, dude.